In this video, I'm going to show you how to work Intarsia Crochet. And we're going to start with this little maple leaf here. So Intarsia Crochet is also known as charted crochet. You can read it on a stitch chart like this, or a color chart, or you can read it on a pattern. So I'm going to show you how to work it from both. This little maple leaf comes from my Hello Fall wall hanging crochet pattern that you can find on my website, littlemonkeysdesigns.com. So to get started, we read Intarsia Crochet according to our blocks here. So we start from left to right, and then we go from right to left. So on this pattern, it would show us that we would want to work a row of 24 single crochets in the natural or the white color. And then you would chain one, and then you would start again on row 2 from right to left. And you are going to crochet this number of cream or natural single crochets. You're going to do 2 in the mustard color, and then you're going to end with 1 single crochet in the cream color. So it's important that you know whether you're on your right side or your wrong side of your pattern. The point is to have both sides of your pattern look nice, even though it does have a true wrong side and a right side. Now for the Hello Fall wall hanging, it won't really matter because your back side will be to your wall, or if you turn it into a pillow, it'll be inside a pillow. But that is the point. So then if you want to read it as a pattern, it will tell you wrong side, right side. It would tell you that you work this color of yarn, natural, and you're going to work 24 single crochets. So to begin with, we have to first work a row of 25 single crochets, so that then we can, starting in the second chain from the hook, we can work 24 single crochets. So I've done that for you to get us started, and your yarn will curl up on you a little bit until you add some length to it. I've got my 24 single crochets here, and now we are going to work 21 in the natural, and then 2 in the mustard, and then 1 left in the natural. So that is what you can see. We're working across from right to left on row 2. As you do each row, you can cross the row out, or I put a little check mark on my pattern rows. So I will go ahead and work the 21 naturals, and then I will show you how to add in the mustard color. So now I have 21 single crochets worked on row 2, and this is our right side, and so that's what we need to know. So we are going to add in our mustard. So to add in your yarn color, you need to actually go back to the last step of the single crochet, the last single crochet that we worked. We're not going to do our last pull through in natural. We're going to add the last pull through on our new color. So we're going to just make a loop and pull it through, and then I just tighten up the tail of my natural there. So we are working on the right side, so when I drop a color, I want to drop it on the wrong side. So we're going to come back and pick this natural color up on our next row. This end is our yarn tail that we will weave in later. Now our working yarn here on the natural, we are going to work 2 single crochets in mustard, and I like to just tie down my loop here. So there's 1, here's our second one, and because we're changing colors again, I'm not going to finish in mustard. We're going to drop mustard on our wrong side, and we are going to, now we could just pick it up if we don't care what the back side looks like, and that's what I tend to do if I don't really care what it looks like, because it's a lot faster. Now if we care what our back side looks like, if we want it to be reversible, then let me show you how you should work it. Since we're only going to be doing 2 mustards, and we're then going to use natural again on this side, we're going to carry this along. if we were going to work a whole row of mustard and then just a few naturals at the end, I would suggest dropping this and adding another skein or ball of natural to where you pick it back up, so that you don't have to carry it very far, because it'll make your stitches puffier than the rest, so it'll be obvious that you left it, and then you just have the color right where you need to use it for the next time. So because we're only needing 2 of mustard and natural on the other side, we're going to carry that natural along with us. So we're just going to lay it across the top and work right over it. So there's 1 mustard single crochet, and here's our second one, but we're going to use natural in the next color. So we're going to drop our mustard towards the back, and we're going to pick up this natural, finish that single crochet with that, and now we're going to finish with our one last natural right here. So then we want to chain 1 and turn. Now we're working on the wrong side and looking at our pattern again now. Our wrong side here, we're going to do 2 naturals, then we're going to do 1 mustard, and then we're going to finish with 21 natural crochet, 21 single crochets in the natural color. So if you look here on the 3, you're going to be working from left to right. You could see here that there's your 2 naturals, your 1 mustard, and your row of 21 single crochet. So I'll get you started on that, and then we will fast forward until we get to where it gets a little bit more complicated here on row 5. So we are now working on the wrong side. So we are going to work 2 naturals. There's 1, and here's our second one. And yet we are going to do our mustard next, 1 mustard. So we are going to pick our mustard up. Now this one is just our yarn and tail that we're going to weave in later. So we will pick this one up from the row below, and we will just pull it right through there. Now we are working on the wrong side, so when we drop this natural, we need to drop it on the wrong side. So we need to lay it down on the wrong side to be picked. Well, actually, since we're only working 1 mustard, we're going to carry it with us. But normally we would need to drop it on the wrong side. So you have to just think about what side of your work you're on. It might be good to put a stitch marker on one side or the other. So we're going to pull through for our mustard, and then we're going to work over our natural for our 1 mustard, because now we are going to have to pull through on our natural. Since we just wanted 1 stitch of mustard, we're on the wrong side, so we're going to drop this here, and then we're going to work the rest of the row in natural. So I will work up to finish this row, then I'll finish this row, and then I'll show you how to work row 4 where it gets a little bit more complicated. So now we're up to row 4 here, and it says you're going to start with crocheting 11 single crochets in natural. So on row 4, we are working on your right side, so we are going across this way. So we did our 11 single crochets in the natural. Now we're going to do 1 in mustard, and then we're going to do 8 in natural, 1 in mustard, and then 3 in natural. So we're on the right side, so when we drop our yarn, we will drop it on the back side. So to start our first mustard, I'm going to backtrack 1 on our single crochet so we can do our last pull through in mustard. Sometimes this yarn gets all messed up. Now our mustard is way down here, and we want our mustard down here, and we don't really want to carry it back and forth here. So because we have a section of mustard worked on this side, and we have a section of mustard that's going to be worked on this side, I would add in a second ball of yarn to start your mustard on this edge of the pattern. And so since I don't really have very much here, I'm just going to cut off a long strand of the mustard color yarn here. You could ball it up and be all neat. And since this is just a demonstration, I'm just going to leave it hanging there. And start with my one mustard on this piece here. So we are going to work one mustard and then we're going back to 8 naturals. So here is our pull through, and we are working on the right side, so we want to leave our tails on the other side. Now we're only doing one mustard and we need natural on the other side, so we're going to carry that natural with us. So we're going to lay it down and work right over it. And now we're going to drop that mustard in the back on the wrong side, and we are going to pull through with our natural. So we have our one mustard on our right side. So now we are going to work 8 naturals. There's 6, 7, and here's our 8th one. So we want to do our last pull through. We are going to pull up this mustard here. Now we need natural over here, and we're only doing one mustard, so we're going to work over our natural. So we're going to lay it down, pull our mustard up for our pull through for our last natural single crochet. We're going to work our mustard here, and then we are going to pull through. We're going to drop it towards the back, the wrong side. We are going to pull through on our natural, and now we work our last 3 stitches in our natural crochet, natural yarn color. Now as you can see, this Intarsia crochet can get messy really quick. At the end it'll look nice and neat when we weave in our ends, but if you have lots of colors going, you can end up with lots of different little skeins or balls of yarn hooked together. It makes it go a little bit quicker if you do that. So then we are on row 5. We're going to be working on the wrong side. So we are right here. We're going to work 3 naturals, then a mustard, some naturals, a mustard, naturals, a mustard, and then some naturals. So there's 4 here. I would probably, to make it easier and so you don't see the mustard color yarn coming through when you carry it, I would consider starting another skein of mustard here. So then when you get up here to row 7, you can actually drop one of them and connect them all together and only have one here and one mustard over here. And then when you get up towards here, you can drop this one too and weave the ends in later, and then just have one mustard and 2 sets of natural, so that you don't have to carry yarn, and so that you don't have to start and stop so many times. You can just drop it here, pick it back up on this side. So we're going to work this one, and then I hope it just gives you a taste of how to work Intarsia crochet. So we're going to do 3 naturals, a mustard, and then 8 naturals. So we are working on the wrong side. So 1, 2, here's our 3rd one. So we are going to carry our natural across here at this point. We're going to pick this one up and do a little pull through, and then we are going to work our mustard over the natural. Now what to do about this? You are on the wrong side, so it's fine if you leave that. If you want to incorporate it in your stitch, pick it up and then work your single crochet. Then it pulls it up a little bit neater. Since we're just doing 1, we're going to pull through with our natural, or you can just leave it. It doesn't really matter to me. It makes it look a little bit neater, but we're on the wrong side, so it doesn't matter. We're going to leave that mustard there. We're going to work 8 naturals. There's 3, 6, 7, and here's our 8th one. Now, there is our mustard right there waiting on us. And we're going to pick it up and pull through. And then I'm just going to pick that little thing up. And here's our one mustard. So then, whoops, let's see, where's our natural? We left it in the back there. I keep forgetting. You've got to carry it across. So it is kind of slow going until you get into the habit, and always think about where you are on the wrong side or the right side. We're going to carry our natural across at this point, because now we have to pull through with that natural. We're going to come back and use this mustard at a later date. So we are going to leave it here on the wrong side, and now we are going to work 4 naturals. 1, 2, 3, and here's our 4th one. And now we need some mustard over here. So I would add in a 3rd ball of mustard, and at this point I'm just going to cut a little piece off for our demonstration. And we're going to pull through. It tells us to work 1 mustard, so we're going to carry our natural across. We're going to leave our tail on this side since we're working on the wrong side. And now we're going to work our 1 mustard, and since it's just 1, we're going to lay it down and pull through with our natural. Now we need to leave our mustard tail on this side since it's the wrong side, and now we're going to work through the last 6 stitches in natural. Alright, so let's see what our right side looks like. All of our tails are on our back. There's our right side. You can tell it's not 100% perfect. It kind of looks like a color dot by dot, color by number. And this is the right side, and here's your wrong side. So what we've made is the tail, part of the tail of our leaf, and then these 2 little points here. So I'm going to help you work another couple rows here. We're going to do 6 of our natural. We are on row 6, and so we are on the right side. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're going to work 2 mustards. Now it's only 2, so I'm going to go ahead and carry my natural across, pick up our mustard, and we are going to pull through, tighten down that natural, and now we're going to work 2 mustards over the natural. 1, 2. We're going to drop the mustard to the wrong side, pick up our natural, and now we've done 6 naturals, 2 mustards, and now we're going to do 2 naturals and then 3 mustards. So if it's easier for you to read the pattern or to look at the chart, you can tell on row 6 that we are working on the right side. So we're working right to left. We did our naturals, we did our 2 mustards. Now we're going to do our natural, mustards, naturals, mustards. So, and we are on the right side, so we'll drop our yarns for our mustard color to the back. So 2 naturals, 1 single crochet. Here's our second one. So we are going to carry it across since we're just doing 3 mustards and we need natural on the other side, and before long we will have to add in another set of naturals, but since it's just 2 or 3 we can carry it over. We're going to pick up our mustard and pull through. Now you want to pull through loosely and cover this up on the other side so that you don't make your stitches tighter and then they get pulled in one direction or the other. So then when I go through and catch this, I will go ahead and catch that backwards one on the back too to pull it up into my stitch so it makes it a little prettier. So there's 1 mustard, 2 mustards. We're working over our natural, carrying it along. And here's our 3rd mustard, so we are going to drop the mustard to the wrong side and pull through the last stitch with the natural, Now we have 5 naturals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we are over on this side. I'm going to pick up the mustard that's over here. We're going to drop the actually we're going to carry the natural across because we're only working 2 mustards. So we are going to pick up our mustard from the back and pull through, and then we're going to work 2 mustards over our natural. So insert here. I'm going to go back here and pick that one up so it pulls through a little bit. 1. Here's our second one, and you can pull that one up too so it makes it a little neater. 2, and now we're going to drop it to the wrong side, pull our natural through here, and then do the last 4 stitches in natural. 1, 2. Now you can see your yarn can get really messy, and every couple rows I would suggest to stop and untangle all your yarns. The other reason having these on little short pieces, you can just pull them out. Anyways, they can get messy quickly, and it's not a project that you can take along with you somewhere very easily. It's better to just have it in a project where you just leave it where you're going to be. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the last project last row I'm going to work with you. We're working on row 7. It's the wrong side. It says here 6 naturals, a mustard, 4 naturals, then 12 mustard. So I'm going to show you how you can drop 1 and then another natural. So we're going to actually add in another natural. So if you're working on the pattern chart here, your color chart, we're on 7 and we're on the wrong side. So if we're working left to right, count your blocks here. We're working this row here and here. If you're working on this, I would just color in your blocks as you go or put check marks. So row 7, first 6 naturals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So last one. Now this is the wrong side, and we are going to carry our natural with us because we're just working 2 mustards. So we're going to pick this one up and pull it through. Now you can catch that one, pull it over if you want, or you can just leave it how it is. I'll show you what it looks like to leave it how it is. Just going to work my 1 mustard here. We're carrying the natural, so we're going to pull through with the natural since it's just 1. And so you can see you have a small little carry right there, but it blends right in. So on the wrong side, you can do whichever way you want to do. So we're going to drop our mustard there for that side. And now we have 4 naturals. 2, 3, 4. So we're going to drop it here. Now we are going to do 12 mustards. We don't want to carry our yarn over 12 stitches. I really wouldn't carry it more than 3 or 4 stitches, and especially if you can look ahead. In Intarsia Crochet, you kind of have to plan ahead, and so we see a bunch of natural here and a bunch of natural here. So we probably want 2 skeins or 2 balls of naturals attached, and they can just be lengths of yarn if you're just working a small piece like this, and then we'll end up with 1 here. So I'm going to show you how to connect those. So we're working on the wrong side, so we can drop our natural here. We're going to pick up this natural and pull through, and we have 12 naturals to work. So we are going to work 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now as you can see, we're going over where we could have picked this one up. We will end up just cutting this off and weaving in these ends in the yellow or the mustard color. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's 8, 9, I am actually had cut mine too short. So in real life, you would have cut it a lot longer and have enough. What I'm going to end up doing is cutting my piece here, maybe a little bit longer than that to make it easier to weave in, and just start with this piece here to finish up. But that is something I should have had a lot longer piece here to do. So we'll finish up. We need to bring that tail, those tails over here, and I actually like to work over it once or twice if I can. So then we will end up going across and just having one natural. So we have two more. I'm going to catch these tails just one time, work over them, and here's our last mustard. And now we need a natural here, and we are going to have natural all on this side. So I'm actually going to attach another piece of natural to this other side. So we've gotten rid of one of the mustards pieces, and we are adding in another natural to make it easier, to make it go a little faster. So pull through with my new color, leave my yarn tail here, and do my last natural. So here is our right side, and it's looking nice and pretty. We have the start of our leaf, and we have our stem over here. We are going to end up on row 8, connecting, doing here. Row 8, we will have some natural, some mustard, natural, mustard, natural. Once we get past our stem and we get up here to row 10, we'll have a natural, a set of mustards, and then a natural over here. So you'll only have 3 pieces of yarn that you're working for. So again, right side you work right to left, wrong side you're going to be working from left. On the wrong side you're going to be working from left to right. Always drop your yarn colors on the wrong side. If you just have a few stitches and a color, you can carry it through to the next section like we did down here. Otherwise, start you a new ball of yarn so that you can go a little quicker and you don't have to carry yarn very far. If you carry it too far, you're going to see it in between your stitches, which kind of messes your picture up a little bit. So I hope that helps. If you like how your leaf is turning out, you can check out my Hello Fall wall hanging crochet pattern, which is a nice fall crochet pattern for a hanging that has some leaves of different fall colors on them. Hope you like this video on Intarsia Crochet, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me.